Hey, I'm Sarina, and this is College Cooking. We're making 3 sandwiches for each meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, with a little bit of a twist. All right, the first sandwich we have is for breakfast. It's a little bit of a play on a bagel sandwich and a BLT. I call it the bagel belt because it's a bagel with bacon, egg, lettuce, and tomato. All right, the first step to making the bagel belt is to slice your tomatoes. I like to have about 3 to 4 slices of tomato, but you really can do whatever you want. At College Cooking, there's not really any rules. The next step to your bagel belt is by frying up that egg. The egg is arguably the most important part, and it's arguably what makes it a breakfast sandwich. So what you want to do is you want to get some butter or oil, whatever you're feeling, in a pan and put it at medium heat. When that butter's ready to go, you just go ahead and crack that egg into the pan. Go ahead and let that fry up for about 2 to 3 minutes on medium heat until the edges are pretty solid. All right, once you have one side done, you're gonna go ahead and flip that egg right on over. The next step is to get your bacon and you're putting it into that pan, probably the same one. If you're like me, you don't have very many pans because you're in college and you just don't have the time to get a whole supply of pans. And if you're also like me, you got long bacon, and what you could do is you could just snip with a pair of kitchen scissors and cut that in half. And then bam, you got 2 slices of bacon in one. How crazy is that? You just go ahead and place those pieces of bacon in your pan, separated so they're not too close together, and let them fry up for a few minutes until they're brown on each side. Make sure you flip in between. Now, I like my bacon crispy, so I let it sit a little bit longer, but once you have it ready, you just put it to the side with that egg. All right, the next step is the base of the sandwich, the bagel. Now, if you're like me, you picked a bagel that you have to slice yourself, which is kind of unfortunate. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go ahead and slice that bagel. If it's pre-sliced, then just go ahead and split that bad boy up. Now, I'm personally gonna toast this bagel, so it's warm and delightful. You're gonna pull that bagel out the toaster and then put it on your plate, and we're going to assemble this bagel belt. Breakfast of the champions. All right, so the next sandwich on the list, which you probably won't be having for lunch, but could work for dinner as well, is a caprese sandwich. First, you get your ciabatta, so you're just gonna slice it in half. I love slicing bread. It's so fun. Just go ahead and slice it like this. Then we got our pesto here. We're gonna open that up. Grab a big ol' honkin' spoon. Scoop. Oh, you ain't much. And just go wha, wha. Spread that across the buns. Then you get this honkin' big thing of mozzarella, and you're gonna slice it. And you're gonna lay however much you want on the smaller side. Since this is pretty big mozzarella, I'm probably gonna do about 2 slices. You're gonna place that little body of a sandwich on top of your baking sheet. And voila, it goes in the oven. And you wanna cook it until the cheese is about melted. A couple minutes should do, not too much. And whoa, look at that ooey gooey goodness. Once we have our sandwich out of the oven, we're gonna place our fresh basil on top, about 3 leaves, or if you prefer less or more. Then we're gonna take those tomato slices and place those right on top as well. I'm gonna do about 2 tomato slices. And then we have our lovely balsamic glaze. gonna just do a light drizzling, not too much because balsamic's pretty strong. So that's probably about a good amount. Then we're gonna close that sandwich in and smash. Now, this sandwich isn't for me. It's for a special guest. Addie, would you like to have your caprese sandwich?
I will. Let's try this. Do it look so juicy? The mozzarella, it's melted already.
Ooh, yeah. Tasty? Mm-hmm. Nice. All right, the next sandwich we got is the chicken parmwich. Combination of a chicken parmesan meal with a sandwich. A little more on the classier side. If you're feeling a little fancy, you might want to wear a suit and tie while you're eating this one. What you're first gonna want is some chicken breast. Not nearly this much, just about half of one chicken breast. You're gonna take 2 eggs, crack them open. Go ahead and whisk those eggs together till they're fully just frothed up. You're gonna take those Italian style breadcrumbs. Get about half a cup of this. Gonna take that half cup, dump it right in that bowl. Next you want about a teaspoon of garlic powder and onion powder. Do a ½ teaspoon of salt, because life without salt is a life I don't want to live in. And a life without pepper is one I won't want to live in. So you're gonna add another ½ teaspoon. Wow. You're gonna take a ½ cup of that Parmesan. Now you could use grated Parmesan. I'm using shredded here, but it really doesn't matter as long as you got the Parmesan. Then you're gonna mix that all together. Mix it all together and you know that it's the best of both worlds. Transfer that bad boy into that shallow dish. Now, you're gonna get a ½ cup of flour. I like to push against the bag so you have an exact amount. You see? Perfect, straight. Dump it in there in a shallow dish. And then we're gonna bring back that eggs that we put to the side earlier, like I told you. Dip that chicken into the flour. Get it nice and coated. Then we're gonna put that in the egg mixture, but try not to get it too eggy. Then we move it all the way over here around the world to our breadcrumb mixture. Get it all nice and delish, ready to get going. Then we're gonna repeat those last 2 steps. Then you're gonna put some oil in a pan, a decent amount, just cover it all up. You're gonna put it on medium heat. Put that bad boy piece of chicken. Look how in all her beautiful glory. Once you have it cooked for about 3 to 4 minutes on one side, you're gonna flip it over and cook it for the same amount of time. And once you're done, you just go ahead and put it on a plate and set it to the side for a little bit. You're gonna grab another cookie sheet with aluminum foil, drizzle a bit of oil on top of it, just so you never know, your chicken could get stuck to your pan. And you're gonna place the chicken on here. Then you're gonna cut up a few pieces of the mozzarella and place right on top. Gonna go ahead and grab that chicken with the mozzarella on top, and then we're gonna place it into the oven in the middle rack at 350 degrees until the cheese melts. Okay, you're gonna take that piece of bread, you're gonna open it up and let it toast in your toaster if you have a toaster oven like me, or in your oven if you have room. Now, put those oven mitts back on because we're grabbing this chicken out of the oven. Look at that. beautiful melty mozzarella on top of that chicken parmesan. All right, and now it's time for assembly, where we put this beautiful piece of chicken on top of this lovely toasted warm piece of bread. And look at that, would you look at that? It fits perfectly. Then you're gonna spoon this lovely marinara sauce on top, perfecting the chicken parm wedge. Oof. Doesn't that look tasty? Then, bread on top. Smash! We have another lovely guest to try this sandwich. Emma, would you like to come?
Of course, of course. All right.
Go ahead.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. And there you have it. 3 sandwiches that were quite delicious. And that's been college cooking. Enjoy your meals and don't forget to wash the dishes.